The 30-16 Phoenix Suns, the 20-25 Chicago Bulls here from downtown Phoenix. Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Discount Tire Company. Visit Discount Tire Company on the web by logging on to discounttire.com. Discount Tire, low prices, more choices, the best brands. Starting lineup for the visiting Bulls, Gordon and Heinrich in the backcourt. Othella Harrington will start at center. He did not play against the Suns in Chicago. Scott Skiles felt it was a matchup problem for Harrington. Tyson Chandler and Luol Deng are the forwards for head coach Scott Skiles. Now in his third season with the Bulls, he coached the Phoenix Suns into the playoffs twice. 116 career victories with Phoenix. Mike D'Antoni, by the way, needs just 4 victories to pass Scott Skiles, 5th all-time on the Suns coaching list. Let's take a look at the starting lineups now for the hometown Suns. Raja Bell missed that one game on the road trip, but boy, did the Suns miss him in Cleveland. In the backcourt with Steve Nash, Boris Diaw, who had the triple-double on the road trip, along with Sean Marion, the forwards. Kurt Thomas, the man in the middle, for Suns head coach Mike D'Antoni, who gave the team Thursday off. Some of the players checking out the FBR Open in Scottsdale, and why not? Then they had practice yesterday. First glimpse of Skida, Nicholas Skidishvili, who was quite a bit winded in his first workout on Friday. And Mike D'Antoni said, don't expect to see the newest Sun out there tonight. Skida just not ready for action as of yet as a new member of the Phoenix Suns. Tonight's AutoZone matchup presented by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. EJ, Suns and Bulls, and it's Tyson Chandler and Kurt Thomas.
Well, Tyson Chandler, a few years ago when he was matched up against Amari, was a guy that we thought would grow along with Amari Stoudemire. Just hasn't been the case, but still a guy that can really hurt you, especially on the boards. As you can see, over 14 rebounds a game in his last 5 games. If this guy can stay healthy, I think he's going to be a very good player. I think Kurt has to keep him away from the basket, knock down his jump shot to keep him away from dominating the glass, because he can get 20 rebounds easy.
Yeah, and he has this season. A couple weeks ago, 20 rebounds for Tyson Chandler. All right, Each, last Chicago Bulls win here in Phoenix. You have to go all the way back to 1996. There you have it. Jordan and Pippen each scored 37 points in that game. And the Bulls have snapped a number of streaks this year. They ended a 17-game skid in Indianapolis and a 14-game skid in Milwaukee.
Tom, this is a dangerous team, and I say it because they can run with the Suns over a period of time, and they have the guys that can knock down outside shots with Deng and Gordon and Heinrich. So Suns really have to be focused early on in this ballgame.
And Mike D'Antoni said exactly that too, EJ. This is dangerous for the Suns because you can have a sense of security and a letdown after a long road trip. Your first game at home, you figure everything will fall into place.
Yeah, after a long trip, the first game home is normally the toughest. Fortunately for the Suns, they had a day off to think about what they have to do, and that's huge.
First hoop by Harrington, and then first possession for the Suns. It's a turnover. Othella Harrington, again, Scott Skiles did not have him in the lineup, didn't even come off the bench because of his size, not a very quick player. And Skiles in that game back in Chicago went with his small ball lineup.
Well, he can do it. As I said, they have the athletes and the players that can match up against the Suns.
Chandler burrowing in. First 2 hoops to the Chicago Bulls. First it's Harrington, then it's Tyson Chandler.
He has a perfect NBA body, Tom. I mean, if he can stay healthy and continue to grow, I've always said he would be an excellent pro.
Yep, 7'1", 235 pounds. 23-year-old Tyson Chandler, coming out of high school in his 5th season. It's kind of hard to say that when you're 23 and in your 5th NBA season.
Yeah, but again, he's still got miles on him. And I know people get enamored with the age and all, but, you put the mileage on, it can hurt you, especially with the injuries that he's had. It's put some years on his life, so he is not your normal 22, 23-year-old.
You're right. He's had some back problems. You certainly have to worry about that as his career progresses. And he has to be careful, too, of fouling out. He is second in the league in DQs this season with 6. Tends to get into foul difficulty. In and out for Ben Gordon from the outside. Bulls start out 2 of 3 shooting. Suns 1 turnover, 1 miss here in the first quarter. Nash harassed there by Heinrich. Lobs it up for Marion. What a beautiful airmail. Nash to Sean Marion.
And didn't even look at the rim because he looked down at the paint on the floor. That's what I tell young kids. You can know where you are in relation to the rim just by looking down at the floor. Sean knew all he had to do was put it behind his head and drop it in.
Improving again. Steve Nash making something out of nothing as he was there in the corner against tough defense. Harrington with his second hoop. He shoots a high percentage. He played with the Rockets in Houston, always seemed to shoot at a very high clip.
One of my favorite players. I had the opportunity to play with Othello for 3 years in Houston, and he's one of those guys, if you let him get rhythm, he can come out and get 20 on you.
Marion on the fly, met at the top, wanted a call. Ball goes out of bounds. The Suns will still have it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Marion felt there was contact in midair.
Well, I like the fact Sean took it strong. And, you know, Tyson Chandler looked like he got all ball, then got armed.
Nash double team, swing it over to Marion, a deep three, nails it to beat the buzzer. In the zone with AutoZone, $100 to Phoenix Suns Charities after the big shot by Sean Marion.
Sean got mad about the foul, but that would have been only 2 points. So, Sean, you got 3.
Steps back for some payback. On the reversal, Gordon sent out by Raja Bell, who's hit with a personal foul. And Raja not happy with that.
You know, Raja has his work cut out for him because Gordon is not bashful. He can go 0 for 5. He's going to keep shooting the ball. But also, he's an athletic guard as well. If you get in the paint, he can elevate over you and do some things down there as well. So, you know, Raja has to really be careful because Gordon is going to make him work.
And he'll go to the line for 2. Ben Gordon, who is averaging 15 points per game, leads this Bulls team in scoring, but shoots only 41% from the field, nearly as good from three-point range. He was the first rookie ever to win the NBA's 6th Man of the Year award last season with the Chicago Bulls. And the 3rd overall pick in the college draft a couple years ago. 8-5, all 5 Suns points coming from Sean Marion. A lob feed from Nash and the three-pointer. Nash, dandy dish inside to Diaw, misses the lay-in. That was a malady for Boris Diaw in Boston. Missed a number of point-blank layups.
Well, Boris looking for contact, didn't get any. And that's why you can't worry about contact. Just worry about the rim. And normally, if you do that, then you will get contact and you'll have an and one.
Raja Bell trying to track Gordon, and now it's Luol Deng from the outside. Straight but short, offensive rebound to Tyson Chandler. Diaw trying to box out and then cover Tyson Chandler, giving up a good 4 or 5 inches there.
If you allow Tyson Chandler to get 2 or 3 feet around the rim, and it's a long rebound, just forget about it. Just turn and play defense because it's going to go right to him. He's just too long.
8:40 to go here in the first quarter. Nash, the defensive assignment on Heinrich. Chandler looking for Deng, but tosses it out of bounds. Turnover Chicago with the Bulls leading by 3. Game 3 of a 7-game Western road trip for this Bulls team on the road for about 16 days. Well, I thought we had it bad. With a 10-day journey for the Suns. So far, the Bulls 0-2 on this trip. Marion wants another 3. Arch Deluxe. And the rebound into the hands of Luol Deng. Number of youngsters on this Chicago team. Deng, one of those. He's just 20 years of age, coming out of Duke. Heinrich from the outside, pressured there by Nash, and a rebound to Raja Bell. The Suns down 3.
A number of youngsters, and they let a few get away. I mean, look at Jamal Crawford. Look at Eddie Curry. I mean, they had some of the best young players that you can put together, and it's just a shame that they weren't able to keep them.
They also had a young guy by the name of Elton Brand, who they traded away to acquire that pick that they used on Tyson Chandler. Deng swerving in, ripped out of there by Marion, who picks up the personal foul. Tonight's officials, Danny Crawford, Derek Collins, and Rodney Mott. And to the line will go Luol Deng.
You know, as I said before the game, I really think the Suns have their work cut out for them because they're facing a team that for a short period of time, I don't know if they can do it for 48 minutes, but for a short period of time can play like that. I mean, they can run up and down the court, they can knock down jumpers, they can play the high-octane game and get a good rhythm, and that's why the Suns have to be careful. They can't get in foul trouble, and they have to make sure that they make some shots in this game, or it can be one of those long nights where they have to go through the fourth quarter to get a victory.
1 of 2 for Deng. And Mike D'Antoni said that very same thing when these two teams met for the first time in Chicago, saying this team gives the Suns maybe the toughest matchup problems because they can go small and they can double team, they can blitz the pick and roll, they can switch, so many different things they can do with their athletes. Steve Nash wants the big shot. Another $100 to Suns Charities from AutoZone. Suns take their first lead. 7:15 to go here in the opening quarter. Nash perfect 2 of 2, 5 points. Ben Gordon wants to answer, and he sticks it for 3. Again, a 40% three-point shooter, Ben Gordon, and Nash from the outside fouled there. And he will head to the line. The foul called on Kirk Heinrich, and 3 free throws coming to Steve Nash. That's usually the territory of one James Jones, who leads the NBA in threes for free, and here comes Nash, NBA's #1 free throw shooter this season. Tonight's game brought to you by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. 1 of 2 so far for Nash. Steve comes in shooting 93% from the line. As you take a look at Kirk Heinrich, he is on what is called the elite list, EJ, of players that could be selected by Jerry Colangelo in USA Basketball.
He's a solid player, and he's one of those guys that'll probably be at the end of the bench and is not going to complain. And I think that's been the problem with USA Basketball, is you have too many stars, and all of them think they're supposed to play.
Because it looks like they could be eyeballing Jason Kidd and Chauncey Billups to be the point guards. Foul on Boris Diaw. That is #1 on Diaw, with the teams tied up at 12. So the first meeting between the Suns and Bulls in Chicago on New Year's Eve. Suns won it in overtime, 107-98. It's the only overtime win of the season by the Suns. All the other overtime games were multiple OT. Gordon looking for Chandler. It went off of, I believe, Raja Bell. And yes, they will give it to Chicago with 7 seconds on the shot clock. That was some kind of a ball game on New Year's Eve. Sean Marion blocked the Ben Gordon shot at the end of regulation to send it to OT, and then Sean scored 8 points in OT to seal the victory.
Yeah, I thought you all was going to stay there and just bring in the new year.
Offensive foul there on Othella Harrington. Will give the ball to the Suns. Now, this has just been an incredible season of overtimes for Phoenix. A couple of triple overtime games, a couple of double overtime games, and actually the last Suns home game here at US Airways Center was that double OT thriller against Seattle 13 days ago. Suns come back home, though, shooting only 40% from the field here in the first quarter. Raja Bell very theatrical there defensively. Tipped out of there by Marion. Here comes Nash. Heinrich back defensively. Nash goes behind him to Raja Bell. Now waits for reinforcements. Looking for Nash. The ball goes out of bounds. Another turnover for the Suns, and that's #3.
Well, Raja looked like he got shot out of a gun there, and I thought maybe too theatrical, and that's why they didn't make the call. But you have to try it every now and then.
Suns with 12 points on the board. All 12 coming from Marion and Nash. Suns and Bulls all tied up at 12 here in the first quarter. Tonight's heart-pumping moment brought to you by Banner Health. And it is all about Amari Stoudemire and his rehabilitation along with Brian Grant. Yesterday, Amari jogged for 10 minutes and did experience some stiffness today, though that was to be expected according to Suns head athletic trainer Aaron Nelson. And then at the shoot-around this morning, some agility and balance drills for Amari, and he was also, Eddie, sticking the three-pointer.
Yeah, and told me, I walked in with him before the game, and he said, you know, as you just stated, he's a little sore, but then came back today and did some more work, and he's not sore. And I told him I had knee surgery, and you know, the one thing that you're going to have to get used to is soreness until your knee actually gets used to what you're going to do again, and that's a lot of pounding, a lot of running. The scar tissue will give you problems at times, but it's nothing structural. It's nothing dangerous. You just have to learn to deal with it until you can get rid of it.
He's going to be pounded on for wearing that polka dot tie, I think. Tied up at 12.
I'm not going there.
Here comes Lou Aldang, fading on Sean Marion, comes up short. Another solid defensive stand there by the Matrix, but interesting to watch Amari at the shoot-around today. He was doing some lateral and forward slides. He also was doing this one-leg twisting leap where he'd take off on one foot, land on the other, and then reverse. So they are putting him through some workouts now after he had the clean MRI. Brian Grant, by the way, began some light jogging last week, and he is on his way to recovery after knee surgery. 15 on the shot clock for Raja Bell, defended there by Ben Gordon. Nash kicks it out to Kurt Thomas along the baseline. Back iron boarded by Tyson Chandler. James Jones checking in for Phoenix. Out of that last time out, Darius Sungaila on the floor now for the Bulls. Sungaila has been very solid for this Chicago Bulls team coming off the bench.
Look at another guy that can run.
Oh, Sean Marion just tipped it in for Chicago.
He's from Chicago, too.
There you go. Who do they give the basket to?
Probably Tyson Chandler, huh?
All right, he was the...
I wonder if they give him did they give him the rebound as well?
Man, I certainly hope not. It's bad enough to give him the 2 points. So the Bulls up by 2, and they do give the hoop to Chandler inside. Power move by James Jones. You don't hear that a whole lot. Usually James Jones doing most of his damage out on the perimeter.
Yeah, but I'd like for him to get more down there. He's about 6'7" and a half. And if the little guy gets on you, you got to do something about it. But, you know, Sungaila with the nice little turnaround and Sean Marion with the Chicago-style tip.
He and Kurt Thomas both there, along with Tyson Chandler. And to the line goes James Jones. Boy, the bench brigade, Eddie, was just awesome in Boston. Jones had 11, Barbosa with 12, Eddie House with 10. 3 players coming off the bench in that victory over the Celtics on Wednesday.
When you get that type of production from all of those guys, then it's tough to beat the Suns. You know, if you can get Eddie House, Raja Bell, or James Jones going, I mean, you know, and Brian Colangelo and I talked about it before, you know, the game tonight is, you know, when the Suns get that kind of production from 2 of those 3 guys, they're difficult to beat.
Marion misses the 3, and then a loose ball foul on Chicago. And Darius Sungaila. That was some game, too, in Boston against the Celtics. The Suns leading by 23 points. Ended up winning by 8 and surviving the onslaught from Paul Pierce, who scored 33 points in the second half.
Well, you know, that was an unbelievable offensive display. And we saw 2 displays on that trip with LeBron James and then Paul Pierce. But the Suns were able to withstand Paul Pierce's display because they had to come from a long way back. And the Suns did what they had to do down the stretch to pull that game out.
Rough 2 minutes for Darius Sungaila. He comes in, misses 2 shots, picks up 2 fouls. Out he goes, and in comes Michael Sweetney, who is part of that Eddie Curry deal with New York. Barbosa with the big shot. Down it goes for LB. In the zone with AutoZone, another $100 to Phoenix Suns charities. The Suns now 3 of 7 from behind the line. They start for Leandro Barbosa off the bench, now tracking Ben Gordon from the outside and ripping the cords is Gordon.
You know, he has the game of a 2 guard because he's so strong. You look at his biceps, he might have the biggest biceps on the floor, but he has the speed of a point guard, and he's tough to guard.
There was Mr. Mechanic, as I like to call him now, because you just love James Jones' mechanics. It is so pure, that shot in the form. Marion, the Predator on defense, comes up with a pick. Up ahead, the blur, and he is hammered. Tackled from behind by Ben Gordon, who is ready for Super Bowl Sunday.
Well, I'm going to tell my man Porter from Pittsburgh that he's getting ready. Because, you know, he doesn't like those things. You know, he's been talking about the Seahawks all week about what he's going to do to him, and Ben Gordon right there, he's getting ready.
Man, the suit on up. Steelers, Seahawks.
Should have put him with the Bears. Maybe they would have won.
Hey, great story, by the way. Aaron Nelson, Suns head athletic trainer, over there on the sidelines, has a nice little formal shirt on, but you can see that gray undershirt. If he were to rip off the buttons right now, underneath, you know what it says?
Steelers.
No. Well, even better. It says 70%, there you go, 70% of the Earth's surface covered by water. The other 30% covered by Troy Polamalu.
Yeah, okay. He's got a bad ankle. Let's see if he cover it tomorrow.
Oh, you know what that's called? That's called a cortisone shot. There's nothing that'll keep Polamalu.
You've never had one. What did you need a cortisone shot
one time.
For?
One time for an ankle.
Ankle injury. What league?
No, it was the just
what league were you in? I think you just did it just to see how it felt.
Oh, the Village, man. We had a big championship game.
You know what, Tom? If I had your knees and your ankles, I can play right now.
I'm not so sure about the ankles. The knees, yeah. My ankles are messy. They're like jelly. There's nothing down there anymore. Torn them up too many times. Nash right down Main Street with the finger roll. The Suns' lead is 4. That is their biggest advantage inside of 3 minutes to go here in the first. I certainly don't want your knees. I know that for sure.
No.
I would love your jump shot, though.
Yeah, you have to buy that.
Just like your video.
That comes with a price.
You won't even give me your darn video. Ben Gordon Going deep for three, and Ben Gordon sizzling here in the opening period in double figures, now with 10 points.
When he goes well, I think they're tough to beat because he can continue to score because he knows how to go get his shots.
Barbosa blasting in, takes down 2 Chicago Bulls. So Barbosa goes bowling in the lane. Down goes Nocioni and Ben Gordon. 2:27 to go here in the first. An all-star starter, Mr. Nash.
Yeah, and check out the layup here. He extends it out with one hand to not bring it to the other hand to get it possibly blocked. That's Steve Nash.
Suns by 1 here in the first. Now you have 180 million reasons to play Powerball. It just seems to keep going up and up. Tonight's Powerball jackpot, an estimated $180 million. Check for the winning numbers at ArizonaLottery.com. Time now for the Powerball Power Play. We are bowling with Barbosa.
Yeah. Anytime Leandro puts his head down, he's not going to stop. He'll run you over. He'll knock 2 of them down.
Look at that. Give him the split. Was that Earl Anthony or Dick Weber?
Yes, both.
Are you a big bowling fan?
Yeah, I used to watch it every now and then. During a commercial break from a football game.
Is that Chris Schenkel? Used to call those bowling matches.
Chris Schenkel was on everything, though.
He was. Michael Sweetney, deft touch in the lane. And he was the prize pupil during his days in New York of Mark Aguirre. Mark Aguirre, very high on this youngster. Dial lays it up. Hello! Sean Marion elevates and detonates. Wow!
Yeah, wow. I dream of doing things like that.
One-handed jackhammer by Sean Marion. That's about 2 feet above the rim. That'll wake you up. Nocioni leads the NBA in three-point field goal percentage. You couldn't tell by that offering.
Well, he didn't swing the ball over to the guy that was hot in Ben Gordon. I'm sure Ben Gordon's going to let him know about it. He was wide open over there in the corner. I'm glad he didn't swing it because he did a little damage on the board. But look at that. I mean, how often have we seen that combination at work? Even though I thought Boston did a great job in shutting that down, the Bulls obviously didn't watch enough tape.
Wow. That was special. One-handed. Now the lob feed. Right back at you comes Tyson Chandler.
We have some Bulls fans in here.
They're still around. They remember those 6 NBA titles they won with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Still hanging on to hope. Their Bulls are back in the playoffs. Last season, they lost in the first round to the Wizards. James Jones comes up short. Look at the rebound there from Tyson Chandler.
He's going to get 20, the rate he's going.
He already has 8 rebounds, Eddie, here in the first quarter. Sweetney with the left hand, and that was sweet.
Well, the Suns have no answer for him. I mean it. They have no answer. I mean, he gets the ball down that low, they can forget about it because he is huge.
And another drive to the hoop, drawing the foul, James Jones. The Bulls on a 9-2 run. And it's so interesting, Eddie, too, because Scott Skiles really kind of played into the Suns' hands, going small and not playing either Sweetney or Harrington in the first matchup.
Well, you say that, but a lot of teams you can say that about. But again, I don't think the Bulls did because they have speed guys. I mean, they have guys that can at least get back in transition. And then if the Suns miss, they have guys that can run up and knock down shots, as Ben Gordon did to keep the Suns honest. So, again, they're young and they aren't at the level of the Phoenix Suns, but for one game, they have the ability to do damage.
So many early 20-year-olds. Talk about the 20-year-old Lou Aldeng and now the 23-year-old Michael Sweetney. Heinrich in his early 20s, along with Ben Gordon. Future looks pretty good in Chicago. Although it's been a bit of a rough season, 5 games under 500 at this point. Back iron and over the top for Kirk Heinrich. Just under 40 seconds to go here in the first quarter, and Raja Bell returns for Phoenix.
Suns triple team Sweetney that time, and I'm going to tell you what, Tom. Double team's not big enough. I'm serious. You need a triple team there.
6'8", 270.
Yeah, whatever.
He is
270 plus what? 30? If he's not 300 pounds, there's something wrong with the scale.
He's also wearing like a triple XL jersey that just hangs off of him. Inside of 10 on the shot clock for Nash. Defended by the former Dookie Duhan. Nash drives right into the gut of the defense. Bucket and one for Steve Nash.
The split second that Steve Nash makes you hesitate as a defender because you think he's going to pass it to your guy. And that split second on Tyson Chandler gave Steve Nash an opportunity to get the layup up in there. And that's the key. That's why he's so good.
We were talking about his height, too. 6'1", 6'2". They list him at 6'3", but how he's able to finish. So creative in there.
He's not 6'3".
I agree. More like 6'1". Final 10 seconds here of the quarter. Suns leading by 2. It's Nash covering Sweetney, and he holds him up, puts both arms onto the shoulders of Sweetney to draw the foul with 3.5 left here in the quarter.
I guarantee you Sweetney thought that it was a mosquito in the house. There's no way that Steve Nash made a difference in that guy's body by holding on.
That was a big-time bear hug from Nash. The Suns had 1 to give, so now 3.5 to go. Sweetney will fire it up, misses everything, and we are done with 1 here from U.S. Airways Center. Suns and Bulls. Suns head of the second quarter leading by 2.
Well, you know, the Suns have their work cut out for them. This Bulls team, their game, and they love this tempo. And they have come in led by Ben Gordon and Tyson Chandler, and they found a way to really show themselves in the first quarter.
Ben Gordon has 10. Chandler has 8 rebounds. Steve Nash leading the way for the Suns with an even dozen. You are watching Phoenix Suns basketball from downtown Phoenix. Headed to the second quarter, Suns leading the Bulls 27-25. Tom Leander along with Eddie Johnson, our director Bob Adlock, producer David Hughes, Len Marinazio, our technical director Sheila Simpson, our stage manager, taking back that promo. Good hand, Sheila. Here comes Barbosa off the glass, too strong for Leandro.
Yeah, and you know, Sheila's birthday is tomorrow, Tom.
Really? 24?
No, I have 23.
Up and under and in for Andres Nocioni of the Bulls. And we are tied at 27. Eddie, the Suns shot just 42% from the field in the first quarter, but they went to the line 10 times.
Yeah, which is unusual. But the Bulls did an excellent job on the glass as well. And Sean Marion is continuing the effort that he and Steve Nash have started in this game so far.
Plug in the big shot. Sean Marion, another $100 to Phoenix Suns charities from AutoZone. The Suns now 4 of 9 behind the line. Nocioni with the left hand. Back-to-back beauties by Nocioni.
He's strong. I mean, you know, Raja, whoever gets him on the perimeter, if they'll allow him to put it down 1 or 2 times, you're in trouble.
Eddie House in there to begin the second quarter, and he has the direct hit. Suns lead is 3. Yeah, keep your eye on Nocioni. It's great when you talk to Ben Gordon about his teammate Nocioni. He says, keep him away from the Red Bull. He may have had a little too much Red Bull there because he is a wild bull. A little too much on that jam attempt, and here comes Marion. Baseline shot, nails it.
That's why if you don't think you can dunk it, lay it in. You know, don't buy into the athletic part of everybody else. I mean, he had an easy layup.
To the ire of his head coach, Scott Skiles, who just wanted another bucket from Nocioni. The Suns, their biggest lead, up 5 points. And it is a 20-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. And there is the fiery Scott Skiles. And being a 20-second timeout, it's an Inhale Life breather brought to you by the Arizona Department of Health Services, who reminds you to inhale life and be tobacco-free. For information on how to quit smoking, call 800-556-6222 or visit ashline.org. You know, Scott Skiles coaching here in Phoenix. There is only 1 player left on the roster from this Suns team, going back to when Skiles was coaching, and that's Sean Marion.
Yeah. Well, that's the NBA for you. It's not a surprise. I mean, you know, teams do change over, and I'm sure Sean Marion remembers a lot.
Skiles, again, not happy when Nocioni went to the 10th floor and wasn't able to finish.
But you know, but you can't fault the guy from being aggressive. That's fine. But if you're going to be aggressive that wide open, you better make it.
Sweetney hangs up in the air, nowhere to go. Marion trying to chase it down, lets it go out of bounds, and the Suns will have it. 10-10 to go here until halftime. So Eddie House out there along with Raja Bell, Barbosa, Marion, and Diao. The ultra-quick, ultra-small Suns lineup. Sweetney with the defensive assignment on Diao. Barbosa pitch it out to House for 3. Raja Bell hitting the offensive glass, and a loose ball foul on Chicago. Nocioni.
That's surprising there because that looked like both players had arms extended up, and Nocioni gets the foul. That's...
Oh, I don't see that.
No, that's That's unique.
Yes. Second year now with Chicago. Nocioni, who comes from Argentina, and he was the most coveted international free agent last season. Had a very strong rookie campaign for the Bulls. Of course, won the gold medal for Argentina in the Athens Olympics with Manu Ginobili in that Argentinian team. Sweetney with a monster pick, and then the pick the other way, and the pair for Eddie House.
You know, watching Sweetney down low, he had to pop up to around the three-point line to get the ball. That's equivalent to a defensive lineman picking up a fumble and trying to run it back 40 yards. He can't make a move from 20 feet. He's going to run out of gas.
They're going to need an oxygen mask, I think, for him over there on the Bulls bench. Here comes Barbosa and the Suns. Raja Bell pitches it over to Barbosa. Feeds it into Diao. Right-handed hook once again rolls off the iron.
But just didn't finish it, though. I mean, he had the good look, but just the follow-through kind of snapped it back a little bit.
Sweetney powers inside on Boris Diaw.
It was a nightmare trying to guard him down low. He is wide.
3 of 4 shooting off the bench for Sweetney. House out to Diaw. Straight but short, and the rebound to Nocioni.
The Bulls just can't get it done. 0-4 right now.
Yep. Had that triple-double on the road trip in Philadelphia, the 25-point outing against his former team, the Hawks, and then Sweetney steps back and nails his 4th field goal here of the first half. D'Antoni wants a timeout. So after the Suns built a 7-point lead, back comes Sweetney and the Bulls cutting the lead to 3.
And no one is more happier at that timeout than Sweetney. He was running out of gas, but he has shown he can put his foot to the pedal with the fall-away jump shot. Suns lead by 3.
Sean Marion and Steve Nash with 24 of the Suns' 36 points here in the first half. This day in NBA history, presented by Paddock Pools, Patios, and Spas since 1958. We're all your backyard needs. February 4th, 1987, the Sacramento Kings managed only 4 points in the first quarter of a 128-92 loss to the Lakers. Fewest points in the first quarter by a team since the inception of the shot clock in 1954. 4 points in the first quarter, yet they still managed 92.
Yeah, you trying to go at me?
Am I? How's that?
Because I was on that team. You know, and I think you knew that.
You know what? No, this is all David Hughes.
Yeah, he didn't even know it. You know, you guys.
So 87, that was just before you came to Phoenix?
Yeah, you guys trying to go at me. That was an ugly game, trust me. Matter of fact,
tell me you had all 4 points in
our
the first
coach,
quarter.
Phil Johnson, and Frank Hamblin got fired right after that game.
Oh, wow. Can you say scapegoat? Scapegoats.
That was ugly. They felt sorry for us.
Eddie House comes up way short. So Eddie, I mentioned that Sean and Steve scoring 24 of the Suns' 36 points. The other 3 starters, Diaw, Bell, and Kurt Thomas, a combined 0 of 8 from the field. But the Suns have gotten 4 off the bench from a trio, Jones, Barbosa, and House, to keep them afloat. Nocioni, his miss ripped out of there by Kurt Thomas. So Thomas checks in out of that timeout. Out there with Diaw, House, Barbosa, and Bell. In and out for Eddie. Eddie House has scored in double figures his last 3 games for Phoenix. Got to stay on Gordon. There he is for 3. You cannot go under that pick, can you, Eddie?
No. And again, he's so quick. I mean, he plays like a point guard, but he plays a 2-guard position.
Bulls with 3 3-pointers, 3 of 5. And Ben Gordon has hit all 3. Pick and roll, Kurt Thomas hammered on his way to the hoop.
Went away from the contact, and anytime you go away from the contact, the official will not give it to you.
I can hear the slapping from here. Deng holding his ground there as Barbosa. Head fake, the fire for Gordon. He is 4 of 4 3-point shooting here in the half.
Hey, put a Suns uniform on him. He want to shoot some threes? Come over here.
He would fit in nicely. Diaw goes cross-court to Eddie House in the corner. Big shot, down it goes for Eddie House.
He never loses confidence. That's why I think he's in the lead for 6th man of the year, because that's what he has to do. He's on the floor to do that, and if he misses 2 or 3 in a row, it doesn't matter.
Tyson Chandler gives it a home off the Ben Gordon feed, then slaps the backboard.
Now, shouldn't that be a technical foul?
I would think so. Eddie House puts it on the floor. Ball tipped out of bounds. You talked about Ben Gordon coming to play for the Phoenix Suns. Today at the end of shoot-around, the Suns, as one of their drills, I'm calling it Purple Rain, they put 8 players outside of the circle, and they all shot simultaneously for 1 minute straight. And they nailed 49 in a minute. 8 players shooting threes all at once. Whoa. It was something to see. You definitely see the philosophy of D'Antoni and the Suns. Roger Bell! Third in the NBA in 3-point hits. Nails one there.
As I said, I thought this would be a very exciting game, especially if the Bulls came in and built up some confidence, and it looks like that's where it's going.
Raja Bell will be in the 3-point contest All-Star Weekend in Houston. Foul inside on Kurt Thomas, and that will send Tyson Chandler to the line. So Raja Bell in the 3-point contest trying to dethrone former Sun Quentin Richardson.
Yeah, and Raja said, well, his shot is too slow, and he doesn't know how he's going to do in the contest because it takes a lot of speed. But Raja, don't worry about it. Just make them.
The FBR Open in Scottsdale, and that brings Phil Mickelson back here to the Phoenix area along with his lovely bride, Amy McBride, a former Suns dance team member. Check out special offers on Southwest.com for the latest and greatest in our air, car, and hotel deals. Ben Gordon is the real deal with the Chicago Bulls. 4 of 4 3-point shooting here in the first half each.
Man, I mean, they're pretty. They're all pretty. I mean, they're going up with nice rotation, nice arc. The good follow-through, the good body language after. Reminds me of a young
Eddie Johnson. No? Yeah? There are the numbers for Ben Gordon, 16 points. And Chandler to the line. You know, it was interesting, too, when we were in Chicago that Scott Skiles was talking to the media in Chicago saying it's been unfair how much pressure and the expectations that they placed on Ben Gordon so early, the 3rd overall selection out of the college draft.
Well, hold up. Why not? The 3rd pick. You know, don't pick him 3rd. If you're going to tell me that there shouldn't be any pressure on him, are you kidding me?
Well, I guess because of his relationship with Michael Jordan, they started putting his name in the same sentence with AJ, and that's not fair to anyone.
Whatever. He's the 3rd pick in the draft. That tells me he was the top 3 players in the country, and he got drafted that high. Put pressure on him. Please. You never make excuses. I mean, he doesn't need to hear that.
9 lead changes, 6 ties here in the first half. Suns and Bulls in a tight one. He came out with some sterling credentials from UConn, and Ben Gordon, the Final Four most outstanding player, leading UConn to the title along with Emeka Okafor. Offensive rebound, Boris Diaw. 5 minutes to go until halftime. Raja Bell kicks it out to Nash for 3. Diaw still there on the offensive glass. Ripped out by Tyson Chandler, who's in double figures rebounding now with 10.
You know, and Kurt Heinrich really hasn't been offensive-minded, if you notice. I mean, he's a guy that can score a ton of points, too.
How about the defense there by Steve Nash, forcing the air ball. Nash to Raja Bell. Couldn't connect. And here comes Ben Gordon. Back defensively, Barbosa, Nash, and Bell. But Gordon will still fire. All sorts of confidence for Ben Gordon. That was actually a 2 for Gordon.
He got fouled, too. He really did. I mean, Scott Skiles has a valid argument there.
Whoa, Heinrich breaking some ankles as Steve Nash, and then he cans the big shot.
I think they need to go out there and see if a line jumped up and tripped Kurt Heinrich.
That's the thing with Nash, though. I mean, you have to honor the 3-point shot, and you have to be aware of his driving capability. Now look at him right up in the chops of Heinrich.
Well, I think he senses that Kurt is not looking to score the basketball.
In and out for Nocioni. Bulls now shooting 53% from the field. Raja Bell wide open for 3. Down it goes for Raja Bell. Another $100 to Suns charities from AutoZone, and that is 3-pointer number 8 for the Suns here in the first half. Timeout, Scott Skiles, and the Bulls trailing by 4. The Suns 8 of 18 from behind the line.
Well, the Suns have matched what Ben Gordon has thrown at them from behind the arc, and that's what makes a very good basketball team. But here's the trip by Heinrich over Kurt Thomas's foot. You don't do that on Steve Nash, he'll make you pay. Suns lead by 4.
with our all-star statistician Tommy Delnos. Tom Leander, Eddie Johnson back with you from downtown Phoenix. Suns leading by 4. The Sports Authority would like to invite fans to join in the bobblehead craze. Monday, February 6th is Black Heritage Night, and the Suns take on the Timberwolves. The first 10,000 fans will receive vouchers for free Kurt Thomas retro bobbleheads. To catch the action live, call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or visit suns.com. So a retro bobblehead. Are they putting a fro on Kurt Thomas? I guess it's the old uni. All right. Back come the Bulls. Luol Deng. Tyson Chandler there. Rips it away from Marion. And then stolen by Diao.
Quick hands of Boris inside.
Rajabel cut off there by Luol Deng. Chris Duhon back out there for Chicago. A number of substitutions by Skiles coming out of that timeout. Inside of 3 minutes to go until halftime. Duhon runs into a Marion screen. Marion pops, fires, and connects. Assist Steve Nash.
Suns have answered challenges, Tom. I mean, the Bulls have made some nice runs, and the Suns have just come right back.
Nash has 15, Marion 14. 29 of the Suns' 50 points here in the first half. From the outside, Luol Deng. That was flat and short, and a loose ball foul on Tyson Chandler, who was vehemently protesting that call. Second team foul on the Bulls here with 2:30 to play. The Suns have committed only one foul, so a very clean second quarter.
Yeah, and the Suns have an opportunity to really create some nice distance here. There's 2:30 left. Let's see who wins these 2 minutes. It can be a huge difference in the ballgame.
Remember, the Suns went to the line 10 times in the first quarter. They have not visited the stripe here in the second period. They lead by 6. Suffocating defense there by Duhon, and now it's Marion. One dribble, give it up to Diao. Boarded there by Ben Gordon. Suns as a team shooting 42% from the field. Sweetney with the free pass inside.
I like the bounce pass by Gordon inside. He off the dribble, made an adjustment right away and got it inside.
A big impact by the big man, Michael Sweetney. Then stuffed Steve Nash in the lane. Sweetney now 5 of 6 shooting off the bench with 10 points.
But, you know, they're shooting a very good percentage, and mainly because they are getting good opportunities inside to match what Gordon has given them outside. And, you know, and the Bulls should feel good about themselves, Tom, because Heinrich hasn't shot the ball well. Nocioni has struggled somewhat also.
You're right. That was an outstanding entry pass there by Ben Gordon. And when you talk about Ben Gordon, too, because of his size, he's one of those players who, is he a point, is he a shooting guard? Certainly mentality-wise, he's a 2-guard.
He is a 2-guard, but he has point guard quickness, which makes it very difficult for a 2-guard to guard him.
Plus 14 points in the paint for the Chicago Bulls. Nash pulls up from 12 feet, in and out. Diao there for the offensive rebound. Amidst a bevy of Bulls, here comes Nash. Trying to find Marion. Now backs it into the corner. Still 15 seconds on the shot clock. $1:30 to go in the first half. Marion. Arch Deluxe ripped out of there by Michael Sweetney. Here comes Ben Gordon flashing in. Sangaila. Pass intercepted by the Matrix. Here comes Marion. Pulls it back. Feeds it over to Nash. Once again, the unselfishness of the Suns. Almost every member touching the ball in this possession. It's Barbosa. Big shot, way short.
Yeah, didn't really get enough of that at all. And then Leandro, to me, sometimes becomes too enamored with the 3. I think he needs to get inside every now and then.
Ben Gordon finally misses a 3. Scooped up by Sweetney. Fresh 24 for the Bulls. Luol Deng, very quiet first half. Back iron boarded by Rajabel.
Yeah, he can't buy a stick of gum right now.
He's 0 of 5 shooting is Luol Deng. Ball knocked out of bounds. The Suns will have it with 40.6 to go.
If he had $2, he couldn't get a Big Mac. They'd make him stand in line. He'd be standing there for an hour.
Couldn't buy a stick of gum. Love it. Out goes Sangaila to the Bulls bench. And the lob feed to Sean Marion. Defended there by Nocioni. Right-handed hook. Tissue soft by Sean Marion, who now has 16 points.
It's the Nash and Sean Marion show.
16 for Sean. 15 for Nash. Up and under the reversal. for the guy who couldn't buy a stick of gum and finally hits his first shot, Luol Deng.
I like Luol Deng's game, though. I kind of compare him to how I was as a rookie and second-year player. Just moved a lot. Really didn't know where the heck I was moving to, but just move on the court and really enamored with taking the jumper, not bashful.
He's very unorthodox when you see him. He's all arms, pretty gangly out there.
Yeah, that was me. I was all off balance.
He was, of course, selected with the number 7 pick in the first round that the Suns actually owned and traded to the Chicago Bulls as they were clearing some salary cap space to sign Steve Nash and Quentin Richardson. Nash defended by Duhan. Sidesteps the Diao screen, and now it's Nash setting up Marion for 3. Front iron, 5 seconds for Gordon and the Bulls.
A lot of time for Gordon, I'll tell you that.
Here comes Gordon to end the first half, and down it goes for Ben Gordon to beat the buzzer. No need to review that one. It will count for Gordon and the Bulls, who pulled it within 2 here at halftime.
I felt the Suns would have their work cut out for them against a team that can run the court and shoot like they can. And Ben Gordon ends a solid first half. He has been the difference for the Chicago Bulls. Suns have to find a way to get him under control.
20 points for Ben Gordon to lead all scorers. Kevin Ray, Tom Chambers coming up for the Bud Light Paseo with the halftime show. Suns shoot 38% from the field in the first half, and yet they lead the Bulls here at halftime, 52-50. Tom Leander back with EJ, Eddie Johnson, getting set to start the third quarter. I'm a little distracted, though. I've just been handed, fresh off the presses, the newest edition of Post Magazine. There you go. Look at the Matrix. Sean Marion there on the cover. And on the inside, nice little layout of some of the players' wives. Laurel D'Antoni just gave this to me. So you go ahead and you talk about the game. And there's Phil Weber in here. Whoa, geez, goodness. We've got some other wives here. What do you think, Each?
Well, I'm trying to figure out why I didn't get a centerfold in there.
Where's Joy Johnson? Look at that. Pretty nice.
Yeah, very nice. I can't wait to read the article on Sean Marion.
I know, the Matrix. Very nice. All right, first half, Suns 38% from the field. They lead. What was positive for the Suns heading to the second half?
Well, I think what was positive is they withstood a Chicago Bulls team that I thought came in here was very confident, led by Ben Gordon and Tyson Chandler. The Suns were still able to match them from behind the arc to just keep focus and stay in the basketball game. But they have to worry a little bit because, as I stated, the Bulls are a team that won't get tired, and the Suns aren't going to wear them down. Suns have to find a way to really stop them defensively.
Steve Nash, Sean Marion, a combined 12 of 19 from the field. The rest of the team, 6 of 28. So it's been Nash and Marion carrying the heavy load for Phoenix. Winners board brought to you by Gila River Casinos, where the winners play. We start with the Chicago Bulls and Ben Gordon leading all scorers.
Unbelievable first half. I mean, that's great production there, 7 of 10. I mean, he didn't take a lot of shots. He made most of them, and I thought was the huge focus of their team and got the Suns really reeling at different periods during the first half. Michael Sweetney came in and took up space, and Suns have to find a way to either double team him or triple team him like they did one time to make him get rid of the basketball. Tyson Chandler's headed for a huge double-double, 11 rebounds already in the first half. And, for the Phoenix Suns, Sean Marion, he has been ablaze, 16 points and 2 steals. Steve Nash, not a lot of assists, and he normally tries to counteract that when he sees that he has too many points in relation to assists. Look for him to have a lot more in the second half. Eddie House off the bench, the point-a-minute guy at work again.
Keep an eye on Kirk Heinrich as well. 0 of 4 from the field in the first half, but he had a gigantic second half against the Suns back in Chicago and finished with 25 points, so he can begin to fill it up as well for Chicago. Nash looking for Rajabel, saves it to Nash, fires away, soft and sweet for Steve Nash.
That's a pretty offensive play there.
It was. Drawn up beautifully by Mike D'Antoni. The Suns' lead is 4.
Tyson Chandler got popped over on the weak side. He's having trouble.
Looks like he's having trouble with that left eye, but was able to corral the rebound. And he now has 12 caroms here tonight to go along with his 9 points. He's had 4 double-doubles in his last 6 games.
He's hurt, but he must have a bonus for rebounding.
Harrington couldn't finish that left-handed runner, and here comes Nash and the Suns. Heinrich there to meet Steve Nash. Gives it up to Rajabel. 2 hoops in the first half, both 3-pointers by Bell. That was a 3-point attempt from Nash, and fresh 24 courtesy of Kurt Thomas.
Most 3-point shots will give you a long rebound. Kurt Thomas understands that. He was right there in position.
Nash inside to Diao. Finds Marion. Corner pocket three. Absolutely for the Matrix. In the zone with AutoZone. $100 to Phoenix Suns charities from AutoZone. And the Suns now 9 3-pointers made here tonight against the Bulls.
Suns have to lead the league in open shots. I mean, I've never seen a group of guys get as many open shots as they do.
Rims out for Deng. His long night continues. Remember, it's game 3 of a 7-game road trip for this Bulls team. They've lost to the Hornets and the Mavericks to begin their journey. Diao inside, flips it in for his first hoop of the night.
You know, he just has to take charge in a way that not be content with taking jumpers and not worry about what you did in the first half, but do just like he just did. Put his head down and try to get to the basket.
Suns 7, Bulls nothing here to begin the second half. Raja Bell trying to neutralize Gordon, who throws it away. 2-on-1, Bell streaking past Heinrich, tries to strip Raja, who earns a ticket to the line. Very strong start to the third quarter for the Suns.
Yeah, the Bulls really didn't come out with the energy I thought they would, knowing that they were in the game. The Suns have been the ones that have taken advantage of everything here. And good look here by Boris Diaw, giving it up to the Matrix, who has been on fire.
3 of 6 3-point shooting for Sean Marion. Suns now adding to their biggest lead. Raja Bell at the line, and mentioned that he will be in the 3-point shooting contest in Houston. Some of the other contestants mentioned Quentin Richardson defending his title, Chauncey Billups of the Pistons, and Nocioni of the Bulls, who right now #1 in 3-point field goal percentage. Nocioni also is a candidate for most improved player in the NBA. Talking about him along with Boris Diaw of the Suns as Deng sets up Gordon. They left him, and he made him pay.
I don't know if he's hit the rim more than one time tonight. I mean, he's just raining them in.
First points of the third quarter for the Bulls. 5 of 6 3-point shooting for Ben Gordon. Here comes Raja Bell to answer. Absolutely for Raja Bell, hitting rock bottom with the big shot. And the Suns lead is 11.
His confidence level behind that arc is just unbelievable. But people don't forget, this guy shot 43% last year with Utah.
There is Ben Gordon again. We have our own 3-point shooting contest. Forget about Houston. An All-Star Saturday is happening right here in downtown Phoenix. Nash is fouled on his way to the hoop by Duhan. Back and forth they go. Gordon, Raja Bell, their own 3-point shooting contest.
Basically getting ready for All-Star Saturday. Raja Bell, I mean, he's just teeing it up. It's like he's just warming up. And Gordon, I don't care if you're in his face or if he's open. He is just, they're raining in. I mean, that net has to hurt. You know how you like, if I had a belt right now, I'd just pop it on your leg. That's what that net's doing to the rim right now.
Where did hurting me come into play? Sitting here, minding my own business. Ben Gordon, by the way, 26 points to lead all scorers. Marion and Nash both with 19 for the Suns. Their lead is 10. Sweetney, nearly unstoppable in that first half, gives it up to Sangaila. Sangaila leans in, comes up short. The Suns and Bulls met in Chicago. That was a tired Darius Sangaila. His wife had just given birth the night before and had spent most of the evening in the hospital and missed some critical free throws down the stretch, which allowed the Suns to win that game in overtime.
Yeah, but, you know, he's a guy that is another energy guy. They have a lot of energy guys on their team, and I think that's why it's a disappointment that, you know, they didn't give an opportunity for Eddie Curry, who's, you know, obviously proved that he is healthy. Because you look at Eddie Curry on this team with these fast guys. Oh.
Duhan wants to join the party. Rebounded. Marion chasing it down. And here come the Suns on the run. One thing you know about this Bulls team, Suns with a double-digit lead, they will not give up. Kurt Thomas, straight and sweep from the outside. Timeout, Scott Skiles and the Bulls. 0-2 on this road trip. They were down by 30 to the Dallas Mavericks, rallied within 4, trailed by 17 to the Hornets, then took the lead before losing.
Well, and Steve Nash, the penetration to Kurt Thomas.
Suns with their biggest lead. They are up 12. Call tonight and put your deposit down for the 2006-2007 Suns season tickets, and you'll receive a free Suns gray basketball. As an added bonus, you'll be guaranteed seats for the upcoming playoff games at U.S. Airways Center. Call 602-379-SUNS now to take advantage of this limited time offer to see the hottest game in town. That's 602-379-SUNS. EJ, Suns sizzling here in the third. 5 of 6 shooting, 2 of 3 from three-point range.
Kurt Heinrich's having a very good ball game so far.
He is. Heinrich with the Heimlich, with Jerry Colangelo looking on. Of course, Jerry looking for players for his USA basketball. Heinrich was in contention before tonight. No, it's still a very good player, but a tough time to have a bad game with Jerry looking on. He wants to impress JC, no doubt.
Well, he has time.
Not from there. They didn't do anything sitting there with the gray t-shirt over the top. Diao lays it up. Sean Marion, a replay of their marvelous play in the first half. The one-handed cram by Marion off the Diao feed.
The key is now just to make sure Ben Gordon doesn't continue to go crazy.
Or Sweetney dips in. Soft touch off the glass by the big fella. Sweetney now with a dozen, 6 of 7 from the field.
I would throw it into him every time. I mean, until the Suns figured out a way how they're going to stop, I'd throw it into him. Because you can't stop the guy.
Boris Diaw, the finishing touch. Another assist for Steve Nash. That's number 5. Second hoop for Diaw, who was scoreless in the first half. Ball tipped up in the air, grabbed by Nocioni, fresh 24. Nocioni from the outside, and there's Marion for the rebound.
You know, Nocioni leading the league in three-pointers. That's almost like a false situation, because his arc and his look doesn't look as good as Roger Bell's or Ben Gordon.
And Roger Bell is throwing darts once again, right on target for another three-pointer. The Suns' lead is 17. Heinrich jogs to the scorer's table, wants to check in at the next break. Bulls in a world of hurt, but there is Sweetney kissing it off the window.
Is that Tim Duncan?
Boy, he's doing it inside and out. 8 shots, has only missed once.
So that would be 2 Tim Duncans.
Marion trying to set up Kurt Thomas and puts it in off the window. Assist Sean Marion. You know, Sean was talking about that's one part of his game he hasn't really been able to unleash. The assist, the passing.
No, it'll get there. If he continues to score like he has, he's going to have to pass the ball. They got to run someone at him.
It's Nocioni missing again from behind the line. Comes in shooting 48% from three-point range.
Well, he is strong on his shot, not even close.
Nash now hands it back to Boris Diaw. The Suns can run their offense through either Nash or 3D. Here he comes to Marion in the corner. Corner pocket 3, rims out. And boarded by Sangailo. Comes over to his Bulls team as a free agent during the offseason from Sacramento. Spent a little time in Boston with the Celtics as well. 5:15 to go here in the third quarter. Cross-court Sweetney, and now touch pass in the corner to Nocioni. Marion, hand in the face. And another miss for Nocioni.
He is struggling. He and Heinrich. They almost probably could have just took the flight to the next town.
2 of 15 combined for those two players. Gordon, met by Roger Bell, pokes it free, but picks up the personal foul. Strong, hard foul from Roger Bell.
Well, Ben Gordon stuck the ball out there a little bit too much, and Roger Bell was able to go in there and just try to knock it away. But Boris Diaw, again, with the alley-oop to Sean Marion, the best combination for the alley-oop in the NBA.
No chance for Darius Sangailo there defensively. He cannot elevate near what Sean Marion can for the Suns. Check out the Arizona Sports Report on FSN Arizona nightly at 9:30 p.m. for interviews, game previews, highlights, and player profiles. The ASR gets you up close and personal with the Suns nightly at 9:30 only on FSN Arizona.
Ben Gordon got a little shaken up on that foul, and he just wrecked 2 foul shots.
And you talk about a smart foul from Raja Bell. Stops the fast break opportunity, then Gordon misses them both. And now a foul called on Steve Nash. Offensive foul on Steve Nash. He's as perplexed as we are.
Well, Steve doesn't foul a lot. So when the official blows the whistle on for a foul, he's like, what?
Yeah, exactly. What did I do?
Oh, it's a foul. Oh, okay.
Now a four-time All-Star, Steve Nash, first time as a starter. And Gordon double teamed there by Marion and Diao. Plugging it from the baseline, Luol Deng.
This is a dangerous 4 minutes here for the Suns because although they have control of the game, there's plenty of time left. 16 minutes left in this ball.
Nash picked clean by Ben Gordon. Here comes Heinrich and the Bulls. Trying to take a bite out of that 15-point Suns lead, but stepping out of bounds, Luol Deng. 94 feet, just not enough real estate for Deng. And a timeout with 4:06 to go. Scott Skiles looking at the possibility of starting this 7-game road trip 0-3. And we will take the break. Sean Marion for the Suns with 21. Here's to the beautiful way.
Up high. The Matrix.
Suns outscoring the Bulls 25-12 in the third quarter. Suns coming off a long road trip, one of the stops in Miami. And some of the guys took a trip on Brian Grant's boat, went deep sea fishing for sailfish. Eric Phillips, along with Aaron Nelson, Jake Gaspar, Mike Elliott. How about that? I wanted no part of that.
Now you see those waves behind him?
Exactly. That is called seasickness and turning green.
I would have been laying on the bottom of the boat.
The royal flush off the miss. And Rajabel says, give me an assist on that one.
He might get it. Because as hot as Roger's been, you have to think it was a pass.
He overshot the hoop by about 2 feet. Luol Deng into the lane for a pair.
But the beauty of it is Sean Marion seeing that it was overshot.
What a great reaction from Rajabel. Nash into the corner. James Jones comes in out of that timeout. Gives it back to Steve Nash. Inside of 10 on the shot clock. Rajabel for 3. Back iron. James Jones keeping it alive. We've seen a different James Jones here tonight. Muscle moves to the hoop. Crash in the glass on the offensive end. Marion, corner pocket 3. Down it goes for the Matrix.
The Bulls are like saying, wow, we're playing defense. What can we do?
Scott Skiles looking for a white flag. Or Ben Gordon to shoot the ball some more.
Well, that's it. I mean, why isn't he shooting it?
On the run out, Marion tipped out of bounds by Ben Gordon. You're right. This game is not over. We talked about the comebacks by the Bulls on this road trip, and Ben Gordon, Michael Sweetney, two very solid options offensively throughout the night. Gordon already 29 points.
Well, their goal in the 2:44 left is just to get it around 10. I mean, it's plenty of time left in this game. Suns cannot relax.
Diao backing down on Duhan. Jones touch pass. Rajabel, big shot, got it. Suns now have pumped in 13 three-pointers tonight. Rajabel, 17 points for Phoenix. Heinrich in the corner. Rebounded by Deng. Tried to snowplow in for a pair, and here come the Suns. Heinrich steps back. That could be costly. Don't do that with Steve Nash. You give him an inch, he'll plug it in your face.
Well, why did he? I don't understand that. You don't step back and he's at 15 feet. You lose the league in free throw shooting.
One of the most accurate shooters in the game today. And Eddie, in the history of the game, he is right up there. 3-point percentage in his career, and of course, free throw percentage. He's actually #1 3-point percentage in Suns history, passing Wesley Person, who shot about 40% from three-point range in his career. Nash at about a 42% clip. Gennaro Pargo, this guy can shoot the 3 for Chicago. He's got it there. Eddie House comes in off the bench and can light it up in a hurry.
He's more than Eddie House. Well, he just put him in. Game's been about 2 hours old.
Eddie House seen pretty limited action. Suns lead is 20. Minute 45 to go in the third. Marion thinks about the 3. Pargo and Chandler suffocate Nash. James Jones. His three-pointer. Loose ball foul, and they will keep it here. Foul on Malik Allen of the Bulls.
I think you can attribute what the Bulls are going through in this quarter to just being young, because I know they felt good about themselves at halftime, but they didn't come out with the energy and focus that they left with in the second quarter, and I thought the Suns took advantage of it.
Biggest lead, up by 20. Marion, wide open look for three. In and out, and the rebound of Malik Allen, whose NBA career started in Miami, was undrafted. Gennaro Pargo has had a number of stops on his NBA journey. It's Gordon in the corner, and he is now 8 of 9 three-point shooting. Boris Diaw right back at you. Come the Suns.
The sad part about that is Ben Gordon was the guy chasing him down. Now, how can that be? I mean, as a shooter, you're only supposed to concentrate on making the basket, and that's what Ben Gordon did for his team. But yet, he had to chase down Boris Diaw. Now, Pargo's going, Chandler's going the other way. He should have been backpedaling down, and Boris gets the easy one.
Suns fast break basketball at its best. Back to a 20-point lead inside of a minute to go here in the third quarter. It's been a good one for the Suns. Ben Gordon trying to keep his Bulls in this contest. Comes up with the steal. Feeds it over to Duhan. Malik Allen, not known as much of an offensive performer. And there's Pargo. Straight but strong and rebounded by Diaw.
Suns bait you into taking threes. I mean, they make a bunch of threes, and you feel like the only way to get back in is to match that three. And you're going to lose that battle most nights against the Phoenix Suns, who are used to doing that on a nightly basis.
Nash with the left hand whips it over to James Jones. 5 seconds on the shot clock for Raja Bell. Now it's Marion. He'll pump it up. And rebounded Gordon. The Bulls can take the final shot of the quarter. Here comes Pargo. Sets up Duhan behind the line. Suns still have time here to end the third quarter. Diaw surveys the court, finds Nash, tipped away from behind, still alive, and that'll do it for the third quarter. Headed to the fourth and final period with the Suns leading the Chicago Bulls by 20. They were up by 2 at halftime and outscored the Bulls 38-20 in that frenetic third quarter.
Tom, they had to come out and set the tone in the third quarter. They didn't want it to go to the fourth. Give the Suns credit. They came out, moved the basketball, and they made the Bulls pay.
And you are watching Phoenix Suns basketball from US Airways Center in downtown Phoenix. We'll see you on the other side. It's the fourth quarter, Suns and Bulls.
Welcome back to US Airways Center here in Phoenix. The Suns lead 90-70. Let's check tonight's Jack in the Box, inside the box score. 3-point field goal. That's been the name of the game. Bulls 8 of 18, Suns 13 of 31. Nash and Marion 47. Whew. Ben Gordon, yeah, he's on fire. I think we see that.
And it's still not quite enough, but here comes Gordon. He was Mr. Fourth Quarter last season.
Well, he's been all quarter.
Yes.
He's got, 35 on the game?
Whew.
Wow.
They'll call it 34 now for Gordon. The lead is 18.
Suns have seen a number of guys get 40 on them. I can surmise Gordon will get 40. Unless Scal stops him.
Junior for three. Hit rock bottom. James Jones for the Suns' 14th three-point hit tonight. 14 of 32. You talk about chucking it up there, Eddie. 32 three-point attempts. Yeah, you give what the defense will allow. Well, you take what the defense will allow, and it's Ben Gordon. Front iron, boarded by Junior.
That one looked good. Everything he's put up tonight has looked good.
Diaw hacked there in the air by Chris Duhan. All right, Eddie, this is one of the most spectacular plays of the season. Raja Bell throwing up the shot. It is an attempt, and Marion split second knowing that he can flush this.
Well, the beauty of this is what I've been saying all year long. Sean Marion reads where the rebound is coming off better than anybody in the league. And his jumping ability is as quick as anyone. So he saw that ball being long, and he just took advantage of it.
Barbosa going for the steal of Pargo. And now Pargo pulls it back. Beware, Pargo shoots 46% from three-point range. There he is. That one's way short. And here comes Eddie House. Charging ahead, didn't have the numbers. Normally that doesn't matter. Whips it, and whips it good to Boris Diaw. Nice assist feed from Eddie House.
See, the beauty of the three-point game is now their defense is extended upward a little bit, and now you can cut and get interior opportunities.
Flashing those point guard skills, Eddie House. Gordon, his pass, tipped away and stolen by Sean Marion. Here come the Suns, still playing hard with that 23-point lead, but then they cough it up. Nearly 2 minutes deep here into the fourth.
Eddie House here coming off the screen. And the easy look for Boris Diaw, who needed to get some rhythm. He's found it.
Heinrich pulls back, little hesitation move on Barbosa.
He can't even make that. He had a chance to just lay it in and get a little rhythm going, and he can't even put that one in.
Now 0 of 6. He looks up over his left shoulder. Look at Jerry's looking at the stats. Oh no, 0 of 6. Duhan, floater in the lane. Sean Marion jerks it away. Impressive rebound by the Matrix. Suns are 3-1 against the Bulls since Scott Skiles took over as head coach in Chicago, trying to make that 4-1. And remember, the Bulls have not won here in Phoenix since 1996. Draining the three-pointer, James Jones. Timeout, Scott Skiles. 26-point lead for the Phoenix Suns. Back home after a 6-game road trip. The start of a 4-game homestand, and looking good, Eddie Johnson.
It's hard to beat anybody when over the top they are just uncanny. I mean, what can you do? That's a low percentage shot. Not if you're the Phoenix Suns.
Suns 98, Bulls 72 here in the fourth quarter. Here's what's on tap for the Phoenix Suns, brought to you by Bud Light. Refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it. Upcoming Suns home games on this 4-game home stand. Next up, the Wolves and Ricky Davis, along with Kevin Garnett. They come to town on Monday. Then it's Memphis. And our first look at the Sacramento Kings with Ron Artest next Friday. So Eddie Johnson.
They didn't score a field goal last night in their game. I think they had the lead at Utah before. They did not score a field goal.
Wow. Yeah, they have some issues. There's no question about it. One of the reasons why they made the trade. Pargo knifing in.
Artest got hurt though, so maybe that's why. He had a good game going.
He's looked good a couple of games, but Peja Stojakovic has looked pretty good too. Starting to become familiar with the Pacers and their system, and could very well fill the role that Reggie Miller did there in Indiana. Eddie House. 3 on the shot clock. He'll let it fly. Suns have made 15 three-pointers from far away. The team record is 19. That was a traveling violation. And finally, the whistle on Heinrich, whose grueling night gets even worse.
Heinrich is about ready to take the ball and leave and go home. But the three-point shooting from the Suns has what gotten the Bulls in the problems that they have right now. The Suns moving the basketball. Bulls doing the correct thing. I mean, guarding against penetration, but when you have the three-point shooters, can't stop it. Now, Boris, come on now. You're getting a little full of yourself.
He saw Marion gliding in, and jumping off the ground for some amazing lob finishes. That one went into the second row. Marion off a ladder, and that elevation wouldn't have worked on that one. 98-72, 8:25 and counting here in the fourth. Marion, another rebound, third in the league in that department. Now in double figures with 10, and that makes 36 double-doubles. The league leader in double-doubles, Sean Marion. Offensive foul there on Eddie House. And now checking in for the Bulls for the first time, James Thomas unloading the bench. Head coach Scott Skiles. Out comes Tyson Chandler. Checks out with 12 rebounds and 9 points. So we've probably seen the last of Tyson Chandler here tonight. Next up for the Bulls on this road trip, they're at Utah Monday.
Thomas doing a Stephon Marbury look-alike tattoo contest.
There's no more room on that left or right arm, I think, for any more tattoos for John Thomas. 25-year-old, second year out of Texas. Signed out of the CBA by the Bulls. Actually began the season with the Philadelphia 76ers. Barbosa, kick it over to James Jones. In and out. That would have been three-pointer number 16 for the Suns. And here comes Gennaro Pargo, another guy who's bounced around. 3 different teams, the Lakers, Raptors, and now the Bulls for Pargo. Pulls and sticks it from the outside. Well, the lead is 22. Biggest for the Suns has been 26.
They have one more run in them. What that run's going to entail, I don't know, but that's their only opportunity. One more little bitty run.
Ooh, Barbosa hands it right over to Heinrich. Up ahead, Ben Gordon tracks it down in the corner. Quick fire. Holy cow. He had trouble with the handle. One motion went airborne, released it. And it's 98-79. And now for Ben Gordon, 39 points.
When you are on fire like he is, it doesn't matter.
Eddie House trying to answer for Phoenix. Ben Gordon now with his career high in scoring. His previous career high was 35. And he is just letting it fly.
Well, who can argue? I mean, Scott Skiles got mad about that, then he's a little out of order.
That's probably only hope for resurrecting his team here in the fourth quarter. Diaz spin. Beautiful move by 3D. He has the double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists.
Flirting with a triple-double again.
Had it in Philly against the Sixers. 4 assists away. Nash on the bench. Baseline Pargo, reversal with the left. He's fouled, hits the floor along with Barbosa. And Pargo to the line for 2. Sean Marion to check out for Phoenix. Back comes Raja Bell.
Excellent catch there by Ben Gordon. And you notice how he got his body right. You know, and that's why he's a good shooter. I mean, it wasn't a great pass, but he got the basketball and he got his body square to his target, and he just went up and shot it. So, yeah, it didn't look good, but he's a great shooter. He can make it happen.
Looked like he may have been fouled too there by Eddie House. Come explore the new Verizon Wireless Jungle on level 4 of the U.S. Airways Center at all Suns home games. Tons of fun for kids and adults alike. Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you. Heinrich and Duhan to the Bulls bench. At the line, Pargo going back to Ben Gordon. His three-point accuracy here tonight, 9 of 12 three-point shooting for Ben Gordon.
They have been pure, though. I mean, it's pretty to see how that ball's rotated in the air with the great arc he puts on it. This is going all net.
James Jones from the outside throws it for 2. Timeout, Scott Skiles. Frustrated once again at his Bulls defense or lack thereof. It's a 20-second timeout. He's calling a 20-second timeout, so we'll keep it here.
You know why he's calling a 20? He doesn't want a minute over there with his team. He's so mad. Look, I just want to talk to you all for 20 seconds. Let me alone, because the Suns have done this to him all night long, and I know he's over there telling his team to get back out, but to no avail.
Well, the referee said, sorry, Scott, we got to make this a full now, so go sit there with your team. 5:59 to go in the fourth. Suns up big here in the fourth. Tonight's High Flyers presented by Southwest Airlines, official airline of the NBA. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. Your captain, Eddie Johnson, plenty to offer here tonight.
I think the captain is Sean Marion. I mean, it's all about him. I mean, he is just above the rim on everything. And then the great pass by Raja Bell. And Sean finishes that one as well.
Offensive rebound and a reset for the Bulls, who are out there with Deng, John Thomas, Nocioni on the floor. Ben Gordon, of course, still out there. And Gennaro Pargo trying to mount another comeback, their third on this road trip.
I don't think it'll happen. There's not enough time left, and they haven't figured out how to get to the Suns shooters. And right now, Suns have 4 of them on the floor with Boris Diaw. He's just going to pick them apart. Boris might get his triple-double.
Needs 4 more assists. Going back to Ben Gordon in his three-point shooting here. He has stuck 9 three-pointers. That is a new Chicago Bulls record. The previous mark was 7. So he shatters the record. Still plenty of time to go here in Phoenix.
Yeah, and I'm glad Skiles left him in the game. He deserves to be there. More than any Bull right now, he deserves to be able to have an opportunity to even make a run at 50, which he probably could do in 5 minutes.
Quick fire and release by Eddie House. And there's the assist to Boris Diaw, number 7. Yeah, could have his sights set on his second triple-double. Pargo from the outside. And a loose ball foul on James Jones. A little shove to the back of Andres Nocioni. You know, Eddie, you know with three-point shooting, whether it's James Jones or Eddie House, Steve Nash, Raja Bell, it's all about mentality. And Mike D'Antoni made a very funny comment to me, actually passing along what Alvin Gentry said. Alvin Gentry saying of Raja Bell, we finally stripped Raja of his conscience. Took about 3 months, but now he knows he is free to fire at all times.
Well, why not? I mean, with the percentage that he's shooting with.
But again, a totally different mentality, especially coming over from Utah and playing for Jerry Sloan. Eddie House, crossover, straight and sweet for Eddie House.
There's just too many weapons. I mean, the Bulls are like, gee, Leandro, Eddie House, James Jones, Raja Bell, Steve Nash, Sean Marion.
Fans may be wondering, will we get our first glimpse of Nicholas Skeetish-Vili?
Well, here he comes.
And there he is, popping up along the Suns bench. Mike D'Antoni said he wasn't planning on playing him here tonight. Looked quite rusty in his first workout with the Suns yesterday, but with this big lead, here comes the newest Sun, Nicholas Skeetish-Vili, along with Pat Burke. So first appearance by Skeetish-Vili, picked up this past week by the Suns in a deal with Minnesota, giving up just a second-round pick for a guy who was the 5th overall selection in the draft.
Well, you know, it's new life for him. And I think it's new life in a system where he's going to get some looks where he's wide open. And he's not going to be used to that. Used to being in stagnant offenses. And, you know, now he gets his opportunity to finally show if he can be the player that is worthy of his draft pick.
4th team in 4 years for Skeetish-Vili. The hand check and the foul. Welcome to the Suns, Nicholas Skeetish-Vili. You know, Dave Griffin, who works with the Phoenix Suns in the front office alongside Brian Colangelo, he watched Skeetish-Vili this past summer playing in the Summer League. Skeetish-Vili scored 29 points in a game, but then just a couple days later, he broke the bone in his shooting hand. So really, that stifled his experience with the Minnesota Timberwolves, and a similar experience with the Denver Nuggets after a very strong summer a couple years ago, had another injury. So, you know, you talk about a new lease on life. If he stays healthy, this could be a tremendous bargain for the Suns.
It really could be. I mean, they didn't really have to give up much to get him. And again, you're talking about a guy that was a high draft pick.
They double team him. He coughs it up, and Luol Deng lays it in. Skeetish-Vili up ahead now to Barbosa. So an inauspicious start for Skeetish-Vili. The foul and then the turnover. And the Suns inside of 4 minutes left to go in this one. Eddie House, big shot for 3. Absolutely. Eddie House and the Suns now 16 made 3-pointers, just 3 off the team record.
If you don't tell me that this kid does not deserve to be 6th man of the year right now, something's wrong. I mean, you think about it. He has gotten inconsistent minutes in terms of what he was used to when Leandro got back, but yet he still gets double figures. Not many players can do that. 14
points in 14 minutes. The point a minute man, Eddie House, now defended by Pargo. Finds Skeetish-Vili inside, goaltending, first hoop for the newest Sun, Nicholas Skeetish-Vili. And he may have paid for it too, a little hit in the schnoz.
That's all right. He'll take the 2 points.
Yep.
I didn't mind taking 2 points if I got hit. I was mad if I got hit and didn't get the foul.
So excited, too, to be reunited with Mike D'Antoni. He was just an 18-year-old when he played for D'Antoni's Benetton team, and actually really didn't see a whole lot of playing time in D'Antoni's system. D'Antoni had some good experience on that team, and Skeetish-Vili unable to break the rotation. James Jones hits it. So you ask the question, why does a guy playing in Italy, 18 years of age, how does he become the 5th overall pick in the draft? Well, apparently a number of scouts came to practice, and he put on quite a show.
Yeah, potential. That's it. You know, it's a potential thing. And you roll the dice, and hopefully the dice will come up 7s for the Suns.
Skeeta's debut here in Phoenix for the Suns. They are rolling here in the 4th quarter, ready to put down the Bulls once and for all. 2:47 to go here in the 4th. Suns up 113-91. Hey, Suns fans, anxious to get your hands on a pair of Suns tickets? Here's your chance. Head over to any of the 7 local Valley Kia retailers now through February 26th. And when you test drive a new Kia, you'll receive a pair of Suns tickets while supplies last. For more details about the Kia Drive with the Suns promotion, log on to Suns.com. Okay, you keep talking about it. Eddie House, 6th man of the year. Who's his stiffest competition for that award, Eddie?
Well, you know, you have Jalen Rose who just got traded. You have what? Another guy. What's his name? I don't even know.
Charlie Villanueva from Toronto?
Yeah. Well, you know, he's played well. He's played well. Derek Fisher is another guy. But, you know, this guy right here, I mean, for his minutes and what he's done, and then what he did when Leandro went down. shows you what a sixth man is all about, and he personifies it.
Earl Boykins in Denver, always a legitimate candidate. 2:40 to go here in the fourth. Suns pouring it on against the Bulls. The biggest lead has been 26. Skeetish-Vili from the outside, a little too strong. Rebounded there by Nocioni.
It was a nervous shot. He floated to his left as he released it, and that's just nerves.
We were watching him at the shoot-around today as Pargo puts it off the glass. Skeetish-Vili has an interesting form when he shoots. If you watch his landing, his feet actually wind up further apart when he lands than when he shot it.
Yeah, and I think that's something he has to get rid of, because you don't want that much movement in your body when you go up to shoot.
Get him that Eddie Johnson shooting video.
2 minutes.
That's right.
Inside of 2 minutes to go.
You need it. I've seen your jumper.
Put him in that jump shot club. Free membership. Trying to track Pargo. No look pass. And finally he gets it over to Thomas for the crush.
Strong young man. If I'm Pat Bird, I wouldn't try to mess with that around the rim anyway.
Might take your arm with him. Right down the hoop. So the Bulls will head off to Utah to take on the Jazz on Monday. And then they close out this 7-game Western road trip in Denver, Sacramento, and LA against the Clippers. Rebound to Eddie House. Suns will pick up win number 31 on the season. They will become 2-0 now in February. And Eddie, it's pretty amazing when you look at the Suns. They have a winning record now in 9 consecutive months dating back to last season. They were 10-6 in the month of January with all those road games. So very consistent. The system of Mike D'Antoni, the orchestrator Steve Nash, and it has been a winning combination. More than just surviving without Amari Stoudemire.
Whoa, Sean Thompson said, look, I haven't gotten shots since I've been in.
Here comes Luol Deng the other way. Suns top scoring team in the league, 113 points and counting. And unless they jack up another three-pointer here, the Suns will finish with 16 made threes, just 3 off the team record, and 38 attempts.
Yeah, that's a lot of attempts, but the Bulls allowed them to take them.
Dejon Thompson. Oh, and he cans number 17 for the Suns. You know, basketball is one of those games, too. As long as there is still time on the clock, you can't really consider it rubbing in, especially for bench players.
Well, it's over now. He better hold on to it.
Well, hacked on his way to the hoop there, Pat Burke. Again, it's tough to tell guys that have been sitting on the bench just to sit there and dribble out the clock. There's kind of a fine line there, isn't there?
Well, he had a breakaway. And, you know, it is a fine line, but, you know, if starters were still in the game and one of the starters did it, then, yeah, I would take issue with it. But when it's guys that have not played, no. I mean, you know, Pat Burke won't score buckets. I don't think the Bulls have a problem with that understanding that these guys don't get a chance to play and they're going to try to score. And quite honestly, I think the Bulls are happy he did that because now they can go down and somebody can get extra shots.
Although they didn't get the offensive rebound away from the Suns, and another ticket to the line for Pat Burke. So a good opportunity, though, for Steve Nash and Sean Marion, normally logging over 40 minutes a night, not having to come to the rescue here in the fourth quarter. Marion finishing the evening with 26 points and 11 rebounds. Nash 21 points and 7 assists.
And, you know, Steve had a real quiet game, you know, so to speak. I mean, just floated through everything and then just basically had no opposition. Kurt Heinrich, he didn't show up.
Nope. A long evening for Mr. Heinrich. Did not score at all in this game. Missed all 7 of his shots. And we are done here in Phoenix. Suns over the Bulls, 118-101. The Chicago Bulls have now lost 8 straight in Phoenix. They have not won here still since 1996. Impressive performance by the Suns. They led by 2 points at halftime, and then the rout was on in the second half.
Yeah, it was on. I mean, they just devastated the Chicago Bulls team to come out in the third quarter and took advantage and rolled on home.
Our player of the game, Suns Report, coming up next from U.S. Airways Center, where the Suns have won it by 17.